Okay, what's going on, people? Today we are going to talk about Gaballo versus Donaire, which is a fight that is highly anticipated, especially for the Filipino fans. I haven't seen anyone talk about it so far, so I kind of want to talk about this. So let's start with the video right away. So the first thing we'll see with Gaballo is that he throws the 1-3-2 a whole lot. So let's see how that works. Is it going to be a jab? No, it's going to be this one. This is going to be a jab, and then when his opponent counters with the right hand, he's going to counter them with the hook right back. Now, what's the problem with this? When you throw the jab followed by the hook, what's going to happen is that Gaballo will lean all the way back on the back foot right here. Boom. Okay. And then he's going to throw a wild hook in order to counter the right hand counter by his opponent. Now the problem when doing this against Donaire is that he can be vulnerable or he can fall for the common trap of hooking with a hooker. And as you can see here, his right hand isn't really all the way up. His right hand isn't really responsible after throwing that. Why? Because he's actually trying to load up for the right hand here. Boom. 1-3-2. So look at that for yourself. 1-3-2. Here it is. 1, his opponent will counter with the right hand. 1, counter with the right hand, counter with the left hook, and then throw a right hand throw a right hand in the end. So let's look at another example here. I'm going to play it even slower. This is going to be a jab once again for this one, and then his opponent will again slip outside, try to counter with the right hand. He's going to anticipate that, and then he's going to lean to the back foot once again. Boom. Right, you see that? And then he's going to counter with the hook here, counter with the right hand. And so the problem with this is that Donaire will bait him into throwing that left hook by throwing a counter right hand initially, and then he's going to fall for that trap of hooking with the hooker. Let's look at another one here. This is going to be a jab again, jab. His opponent will try to counter with the right hand. He's going to counter with the hook, leaning all the way back to the back foot. And again, this is good if your opponent will not follow it up with a left hook, but we all know that Donaire finishes everything with the left hook. So this is just a dangerous habit that, Gaballo has. Donaire might use it against him. And so let's look at another one, or let's look at another technique. Now we're going to talk about how Gaballo keeps his head on the center whenever he throws a shot, which enables him, or which makes him vulnerable for a counter shot. So right here, I think Rodriguez was the longer fighter, so what happened here is that he got caught with the jab. He was beat to the spot, and as you can see there, just look at it for yourself, he was off balance almost. Boom, right there. He keeps his head right on the center. He's very vulnerable to those shots. And so let's look at this once again. He's going to jab again, and then he keeps his head on the center. He gets pushed back easily on the back foot. Here's another one. He's going to jab once again. Get countered with the jab once again, keeping his head on the center way too much. A very dangerous thing to do against Donaire, because Donaire has those sneaky shots. He uses his right hand as a jab. He also has a decent jab himself, and so this is going to be a really dangerous habit for Gaballo once again. Now, one thing that I do like about Gaballo though is that whenever he throws the right hand, he keeps his head away from the center right here. Okay, and that enables him from avoiding the counter hooks of his opponent. So one suggestion that I would make for Gaballo, if he does want to win this fight against Donaire, is to finish most of his combos with the right hand. That way he doesn't have to risk hooking with the hooker. He doesn't have to fall for that trap of hooking with Donaire, and it's just a much safer position. As you can see here again, he's going to throw the right hand, keeping his head away from the center, and avoiding the possible left hook of Rodriguez in this particular situation. Here again is going to be a right hand, avoiding or staying away from the center, right? Ducking down right away, and then avoiding the counter hook of Rodriguez. This is a really good habit for him, but yeah, he has more bad habits than good habits in my opinion. So here what we're going to see is that whenever Gaballo throws the right hand, is this going to be a right hand? Let's see. Now it's going to be a slip. So what's going to happen here is Rodriguez will time him on the slip. So he's going to slip here, boom, and then Rodriguez will time him. Rodriguez will throw a jab and then circle left. So Gaballo really has a lot of troubles against fighters who circle left. Let's look at another one. He's going to jab and then he's going to circle left once again. Gaballo will get hit right there, get caught off guard. He's not used to those angles. He's only used to fighters in front of him. And again, Donaire's footwork, although it's not as polished anymore, it's not as quick anymore, he still has the ability to circle around, he still has the ability to create angles for himself. And so I think that, or I really believe that Donaire will be able to make use of his footwork, even though it's not as polished anymore, in order to confuse a straightforward fighter like Gaballo. Now let's look at jabbing and timing it on the slip. So here what you're going to see with Gaballo is that he's going to slip, okay? And then he falls for a rhythmic pattern. He doesn't really react based on the punches that are going to come. So what's going to happen here is that he's going to slip, and then Rodriguez will time him on that slip. He's going to slip left, boom. And then Rodriguez already knows that he's going to come back to the center. He anticipates that, right? So he's going to throw a jab here, and then time Gaballo after he slips on the inside. Let's look at that once again so that you guys can see. Crouches down, slips inside, goes back, boom, gets hit with the jab right there. And so what I'm trying to say here is that Donaire will find a very easy time to keep Gaballo at a distance. He will find a very easy time to, I wouldn't say it's a very easy time, I'll just say that Donaire will give him some troubles when it comes to distance management, because there is a lot of sneaky shots that are coming from Donaire which Gaballo will not see coming, or Gaballo hasn't seen. I mean, Rodriguez was throwing these shots that are usually easy to see coming. Imagine if it was Donaire who would be throwing these shots. So as you can see here, once again, he's gonna slip on a rhythmic pattern. Slip inside, and then Rodriguez was able to time him right there. He's not really able to step back, he's not able to defend, or he's not able to slip on time, and so he was timed on his based on his rhythm. It's very easy to time Gaballo based on his rhythm. So now we're going to look at the hook on the duck. So a while ago we talked about how his opponent was able to jab him while he was slipping. Now we're going to talk about how his opponent is able to catch him with a hook as he ducks down. So just notice this right here. He's going to first duck under the right hand, right? And then he's going to try to counter with a hook. Like I said a while ago, countering with a hook or finishing off with a hook is dangerous against Donaire, because you may fall for that trap of hooking with a hooker. So watch what he does here. Gaballo or Rodriguez will set him up first with a right hand, and then Gaballo will duck down under that right hand, which gave him the incentive to counter Rodriguez with the left hook. So he's going to counter Rodriguez with the left hook here, keeping his hand down below. And so what happened? He got hit with the left hook in return. And this is a really dangerous move against a guy like Donaire. Donaire may set up Gaballo with the right hand or with a right hook, forcing Gaballo to duck down, and then forcing Gaballo to counter with a left hook of his own while Donaire is throwing his left hook. And Gaballo doesn't really have that left hand up, so it's going to be really dangerous. So look at this once again, where he doesn't have that right hand up, I should say. Look at his right glove here, ducks down, right glove down, boom, he gets caught with the left hook as he was throwing his own left hook. A really dangerous move, a really dangerous habit. So here he's gonna slip inside, he's not gonna duck no more, he's actually gonna slip inside. Okay. Rodriguez will throw a jab, he's gonna slip inside, slip down very low. He's gonna throw a wild hook again, keeping his right glove down below. And then Rodriguez will be able to throw a hook. I don't think that one landed, but it's still a dangerous spot for Gaballo. Yeah, that didn't land. But it just shows you how he keeps that right glove down all the time whenever he throws the hook. So here he's gonna slip inside once again. Look at his right glove. His right glove is all the way stretched out over here. He's gonna try to counter with a hook, and then he's gonna get caught with a hook by Rodriguez as well. Imagine if that was Donaire. Imagine if Donaire threw a punch that will force Gaballo to counter with the left hook, and then they threw the left hook at the same time. Who would go down? I think it's gonna be Gaballo. Let's look at another example here. He's gonna throw a hook once again. Is this gonna be on the slip? Yeah, it's gonna be on the slip once again. The problem with Gaballo is that whenever he slips on the inside, he drops this right glove down here. And then whenever he throws the hook, he's very vulnerable on that side. And so as you can see there, although it wasn't a powerful punch on the side of Rodriguez, he was able to still hit Gaballo's face. Slip inside, boom. So what Donaire needs to do is, number one, he needs to throw the right hand to force Gaballo to duck down. or he needs to throw the jab in order to force Gaballo to slip inside, and in order to bait Gaballo into throwing his own left hook. So as you can see here, Rodriguez threw a jab to force Gaballo to slip inside, and then once Gaballo slipped inside, the first instinct of Gaballo is to counter with the left hook. When Gaballo counters with the left hook, he drops down this right hand, okay, which makes him very vulnerable to getting caught with the hook of his opponent as well, right here. So this is a really good way for Donaire to set up the left hook. Number one, constantly throw right hands, force Gaballo to duck down, and then try to counter you with a left hook. Or number two, throw some jabs, forcing Gaballo to slip inside, and then counter you with the left hook so that you can time him with your own left hook. So here, once again, it's going to be an uppercut. I think it's going to be an uppercut. It's going to be a lead right hand first, boom. It's going to gallop inside, and then he's going to throw an uppercut, or he slips inside the right hand subconsciously. Is going to counter with an uppercut. Like I said, that right hand is down, so what happens? Rodriguez's glove was still able to hit him, although it wasn't a powerful shot, it was able to push him back. So one thing that Donaire can also do right here is that whenever Gaballo ducks down, he can time him on the way up with the right hand or with the left hook. Boom. So as you can see here, when Gaballo ducks down, he plants his feet so hard. He's going to duck down here, planting his feet so hard that the moment his opponent throws a right hand, he doesn't know how to step back. He stays firm in that spot. He doesn't step back on time. Here's another one. He's gonna duck down once again, planting his feet really hard on the ground, and then the moment his opponent throws a straight shot, he doesn't step back on time. He's quite flat-footed in my opinion. Although he does have a good in and out, although he does have a good bounce, he only does it in spurts. When he pressures, he's usually flat-footed. So just notice here how after he ducks down, Rodriguez was able to time him with a right hand on his way up. Boom. Straight shot, and then Rodriguez circled away right away. And then another one that he can do is that when Gaballo ducks down, he can just time him with an uppercut just like he did against Ubali. That's always a good option as well. Anyway, let's move on to my prediction. I think Gaballo has way too many habits that is dangerous, especially against a guy like Donaire, dropping his right glove, staying planted whenever he moves his head, not knowing how to step back, not knowing how to manage distance, getting caught on the center way too much, staying on the center way too much. I think these habits are gonna be to his disadvantage, and Donaire will be able to come up with a game plan in order to take advantage of all of these habits that Gaballo has. Now, don't get me wrong, Gaballo is a great fighter. I'm pretty sure that if he does lose this fight, he's gonna come back fresh. He's gonna come back with a ton of experience. But I just think Donaire will win this one.